If reelected, what would your top priorities be?
My top priority is going to continue to be pushing smart commercial growth. I don't want to just say growth, right? Because that's too widespread. We can't just say we want growth because nobody wants growth. What we want is smart commercial growth that can increase our sales tax revenue. We get sales tax from places like Higher Grounds that we're sitting in right now. Every dollar that you spend inside the city limits of Justin, whether it be destination sales tax from Amazon.com, Walmart.com, any type of goods like that, the city receives 2%. And of that 2%, you get the 6.25, which is state and county, and then the 2% that makes it 8.25 comes to the city. 1% goes to the EDC CDC fund, and then 1% goes to the general fund. As we increase our sales tax base and that 1% that the city gets to the general tax, or excuse me, to the general fund, that's effectively putting a downward pressure on your homeowners, your ad valorem rate, et cetera, which will help us come down from that 0.67 that we're at currently. I don't know where it's going to be for the next fiscal year. We're going to be starting our budget conversations here very soon. I have a number in my head. I don't want to put it out there just yet of where I would like to see us to go. But that's going to be my number one goal, is pushing smart commercial development that brings in sales tax. Medical facilities don't bring in sales tax. Grocery stores, while it on paper does not seem like they're bringing a lot of sales tax because there's no tax on groceries, but if you buy razor blades, shaving cream, toilet paper, paper towels, those are taxable dollars. Doing some market studies from other areas that have brought in grocery stores, the amount of sales tax that just a grocery store brings in is phenomenal, and that will put a huge downward pressure on it. As everybody knows, there's rumors, and that's all I can legally say right now, of a grocery store coming to town. And I know people are tired of hearing, coming soon or stay tuned. I've seen a lot of buzz lately on social media, and I wish that we could put out information, but we're just legally not allowed to because it's discussed during our executive session, which is attorney-client privilege. Reason we can't put that out there is that if we say that we're in talks with a certain grocery store, I'm not going to name any names just because I don't want any rumors getting started. But if we're in talks with grocer A, grocer B could come in and try to steal the deal, or another city could come in and try to steal that grocer from us. So that's why all that stays tight under wraps until there's signed contracts, 380 agreements, developer agreements, all that's in place. And then we'll be able to make the news announcement. We're close to making a very, very huge announcement. I just wish we could say a definitive date on it, but every time we go into executive session, we're getting closer and closer. So long story short, smart commercial growth that lowers our property taxes.
Realistically, what do you hope to accomplish the next 2 years?
Well, what we do today, we don't see for 5 to 10 years. That's kind of the caveat to this. We saw tree line development go in. It's still currently being built out. I don't know what year that was approved, but I think that was approved long before I even thought about being on city council. I never went back to look at the dates because that was before my time. There's nothing we can do about it, right? There's a 40-year deal where they can't be annexed. But one of the things I want to focus on is when we're working on our development agreements with our developers, whether it be commercial or residential, is making sure we're capturing as much revenue as we can from these developers and getting something from them, whether it be them working on a specific road project that the city needs. Say Boss Range needs to be widened and we have a developer agreement with something in Boss Range. Let's work that into their deal where they're paying for that, not the city, which again takes more tax burden off the city or off the taxpayers. Also, they can help with capital improvement projects, which would be water infrastructure upgrades, sewer infrastructure upgrades, et cetera.